I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. June is Pride Month, and Washtenaw County is no stranger to the festivities, annually hosting a series of celebrations in honor of the LGBTQ community. Take a look at this Pride picnic from 2018.
Ann Arbor Pride now encompasses a full weekend of fun for the entire family.
It's an opportunity for, one, the community to come together and celebrate. It's also an opportunity for us to reflect really on some of the challenges that we face together, the things that are still coming ahead. But also it's really just a great opportunity for us to demonstrate to the community that it's okay to be who you are.
We don't just sort of accept people who are different here, we celebrate the differences. And so part of Ann Arbor Pride is making sure that we're giving people that opportunity, not just from Ann Arbor, but the surrounding communities as well. And my role as county commissioner, I think it's very important to encourage people to be proud of who they are and be out about it. I'm a proud, openly gay elected official, and I think it's important to talk about that.
We are incredibly lucky to live in a place where really just every day we've got businesses and community groups and organizations that are incredibly supportive and welcoming of everyone.
There's a different feel here in Ann Arbor Pride. It really feels like a community because that's what we are. I just absolutely love being here. I love seeing people come for the first time and feel proud of who they are.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more in exactly 30 seconds. Monarchs have been fighting for their lives with the population declining at a rapid rate. Now, a couple of Ann Arbor institutions are swooping to the rescue to give these butterflies a fighting chance.
The city of Ann Arbor's golf courses can now add Butterfly Sanctuary to their list of accomplishments.
The Monarchs in the Rough program is a great initiative to create awareness for the decline of the butterfly population. What's amazing is it's only been happening since like 1999 that the population has declined by 80–90%.
The idea is to bring the golf course into play, and they can donate open areas to be able to establish the landscape that the butterflies need to be able to sustain.
The monarchs are a huge asset to the environment, and it's the milkweed plant that's that lone plant that they need to lay their eggs on and that they eat when they're young. So it's a very important plant, the milkweed. The monarch is a very important species for pollinators, for the environment, and they're in trouble, and we're trying to help.
There's been an increased population of bumblebees, bees, wasps that are basically also benefiting from the natural areas. It's not just about monarchs.
One of my favorite old Chinese proverbs is the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I want someone to look back and say, wow, what these folks started 30 years ago has really helped where we are today.
There's no better way to celebrate America's independence than watching bright lights bursting in the air. Before you put on your own fireworks display, there's some pertinent safety information. Learn more about fireworks safety and laws in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi there, Mike Kennedy, Fire Chief, Ann Arbor Fire Department, here to talk about fireworks safety for the upcoming holiday. Fireworks in the city of Ann Arbor can only be shot off on July 3rd, 4th, and 5th between 8 a.m. and midnight on those 3 days. Fireworks are not allowed to be displayed on city parks, on city right-of-way, or city streets. And you have to have permission from any property owner that you're going to set them off at. You are responsible for any damage or fires that's caused by fireworks, and we always recommend that the safest fireworks are those that you go and see by a professional display at a safe distance. The July 4th holiday is the #1 day of the year for ER visits, and a lot of that is attributable to fireworks. So we hope everyone has a happy and safe July 4th holiday. If you're going to see fireworks, please go to a professional display. Thank you.
This year, we all dreamed of a normal summer filled with friends, family, and outdoor entertainment. The Ann Arbor Summer Festival is one of the, if not the most anticipated summer series, and organizers had the daunting task of planning a multitude of events filled with uncertainty. As the festival starts, restrictions have been lifted. And here to tell us what to expect from the Ann Arbor Summer Festival is Executive Director Mike Michelon. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks for having me.
So, talk about this year. Talk about, you guys plan, you're planning all year. So you had to basically plan for, what could be the best or the worst.
Yeah, without using every buzzword that I'm sure we're all tired of by now, I'll point out a few things. I think that the thing here is we certainly make a lot of decisions without all the information. And so we knew that, we imagined things would be better by summer, but, you make decisions in the fall or the previous year and knowing they're imperfect. But I'm really proud of the team. The important thing here is that there are live events happening this summer. There's a really wonderful season of activities. It'll be another year before we're back to top of the park in 2022, but there are plenty of ways that people can see outdoor live performance and theater experiences and a lot of great, community offerings.
Well, that was one of my questions, because when I was looking at the website, it seems top of the park sort of out of the question right now, but you're still sort of doing activities that you would feel at top of the park, but they're at different locations, right?
Yeah, we broke out a lot of the different kind of components that people love about top of the park or our indoor ticketed series and bringing it out throughout the county. And so that's one of the real positive things this year. One of the anchor programs this summer is called Live Here Now, and it's this series of pop-up concerts in public spaces. And so parks and other public gathering spaces throughout the county, primarily in the Ypsilanti area and in Ann Arbor. And there's about 20 of them through June 11 to July 3. So a great way to see friends gather safely in a park and take in a really brief but wonderful concert that'll feel spontaneous and nice, close to home. And that's one anchor of a couple of things that we're doing this summer.
Because it's not your typical summer festival, what's the best way to keep in the know this year, so when to go to Fuller Park or wherever it might be?
Yeah, I certainly the best way is our website, a2sf.org, and on social media. I think that the one downside this year is that there are people that certainly know our season every year in and out very well, all the artists that are coming, the different things that are happening. And then there's, of course, people that just show up. They know that things are happening in June and they show up at top of the park, or they buy tickets last minute. That's going to be harder this year because you have to find out where these events are. So I think, I hope that people pay a little bit closer attention to the website and social and find out where concerts are happening. These pop-up concerts, you're going to find out in any number of ways. Hopefully the word will get to you if there's one in your nearby neighborhood park. But there are a couple of things that you can put in your calendar, right now to look at. And one of those is this series of concerts we're doing at Fuller Park in Ann Arbor. And so this is not a small neighborhood pop-up. This is a little bit of a larger concert that anyone can RSVP to attend. It's free. And on June 23rd and 24th, there's a couple of different artists, musical ensembles that we're presenting, followed by movies in the evening. And so you can RSVP and you could bring a picnic with family or friends and sit out on Fuller Park there, Fuller Fields behind the pool.
Well, let's clear up anything. So you have to RSVP to certain events like the Fuller ones, but those pop-up ones you can just show up to, right?
Right. There are interest lists on the web, so you can find out where they're at. And part of this is wanting to make sure that we're controlling, capacity and such in a way that as we all kind of get used to gatherings again outdoors. And then the Fuller Park ones, the details are fully disclosed in the web right now, and you should feel free to sign up and go to. And so there's 2 concerts and a movie on June 23rd, 2 concerts and a movie on the 24th. And then on the 25th and 26th of June, that Friday and Saturday at Fuller Park, we're actually producing some ticketed concerts with the ARC. And so these are fundraising events with some nationally touring acts that'll be presented there in that same location on that Friday and Saturday.
So all your main stage sort of acts are outside this year?
That's right. And this is something that we worked on for quite a while. The music touring world is still kind of very uncertain. I'm sure that many folks have seen kind of festival lineups start to come out, and now there's finally things to buy tickets to and look forward to. But it's certainly been difficult to put it together, and that's why we got together with our friends at the ARC and thought that two great, beloved Ann Arbor-based institutions can get together and produce some shows together. And so those are kind of our headlining music acts this summer on the 25th and 26th.
What do you want to tell us who some of the artists we can
Yeah,
see
absolutely. So on the 25th, we have Kishi Bashi at 8 p.m. On Saturday, the 26th at 4 p.m., we have Al-Saadi, Ann Arbor-based, music legend. And then
from The Voice, right? That was how.
Absolutely, yeah. And then on the 26th, in the evening at 8 p.m., that has just sold out is The War and Treaty, another artist that Ann Arbor audiences are probably familiar with from seeing at the ARC, but this wonderful duo that will have a wonderful show. Another way that people can experience music this summer, there's this other anchor series called Tiny Tops. And
I did want to ask you about this, because this is one that, you're basically like reserving a spot in your backyard, right?
Yeah. And so, most of what we're doing is free, but this is something you have to purchase, but this is another kind of anchor program where you can pay for a performance in your backyard or front yard or space nearby your house and invite your family or a small group of friends. These are acoustic, concerts. They're really kind of musical moments. They're designed to be short, 20 minutes or so in length. The artists are setting their fee, and the Summer Festival is passing 100% of that fee to the artists. And what we've done is put together a roster that people can choose from on our website, and artists are going to go around on different days and perform a bunch of these small shows. And it's a nice way to gather friends if you're already having a party or a gathering, and support local artists. And I think that there's probably already over 100 of these booked so far. They've been really popular. There are still dates and times available, and I anticipate that we might add some more just because the demand's been incredible.
Well, you mentioned, so they're local artists, so you get to go online, you pick which artists you'd like to come to your backyard? Is that
yeah, so there's a roster of 20, and there's different dates and times available. And so what we've done is that we've kind of given you a menu to choose from. And then the Summer Festival for the artists are putting together an itinerary and trying to make it kind of painless for them, that they can do a bunch of these in one day. And they're available to anyone within a 15-mile radius of downtown Ann Arbor. And it's very informal, but a great way to support artists again, and also bring music right to your yard. There's also an option, I should say, to pay it forward. So if you purchase one and want to make a donation, we are maintaining this list of people that would like these, but don't have the funds or resources to purchase one. And so we are matching as those funds come in. We're then rebooking additional concerts with people that have requested them. So there's a great way to pay it forward to those.
Wow, that's great. And what a memorable thing to do in your backyard in the summer. You would never forget that. You know what I mean? Like, you
Definitely.
might not remember going to the Huron River Day, but you would remember having a band come play in your backyard.
Yeah, and I hope people send us photos. I mean, we got some great stories last year from folks that tried it. We did a smaller version of this program last year. For the most part, they're solo or duo performers, and acoustic, but really wonderful and kind of a sweet musical moment.
Yeah, it actually reminds me of my neighbor that I used to have on their daughter's first birthday. They have twins, and they had the band Gemini come play in their backyard, and I'll never forget it. It was like twins and twins having a concert together. It was so cute. So it was just one of those things that you You'll remember it forever, because how often do you have the chance to actually have like a live band playing in your yard?
It'll be a highlight, I think, for a lot of people this summer, and great way to kind of get back to seeing live events. It's just really, I don't know about you, but it's really nice to have things to look forward to again. Calendars filling up, and things I want to buy tickets to. It's nice. It's a good feeling.
And I also appreciate the fact that the summer festival is considering that some people don't feel completely comfortable in large crowds yet. So like for the Fuller Park one, you're having limited capacity. You're making people not feel like they're, I'm not ready to be in a large crowd yet. So I wouldn't feel completely comfortable just showing up at like a real concert with like a full audience. It would just make me feel like it would give me anxiety. So that idea of having a limited capacity is more comfortable for everybody.
Yeah, and that brings me to something else that's a great segue, because there are a number of different formats for things that we're presenting this summer based on your comfort level. And so certainly outdoors, we're safe. Well, excuse me, I was going to say we're distanced, right? And I think outdoor events certainly are safe, but personal preference certainly as we kind of ease back into this. But there are virtual offerings, there's digital offerings, and there are even smaller kind of capacity offerings. And one of those is this theater piece called Temping that we're presenting in June here for 17 days. And this is for one person at a time, theater for one. So really a great kind of solo experience. And this is by a company called Wolf 359. And this is a really wonderful piece where you're going to go to the location of the performance, and you are assuming the role of a temp office worker at a fictitious actuarial firm, and you're going to step into a cubicle, and you're going to step in front of a computer, and there'll be a phone and fax machine and what you might normally expect at a cubicle, although I don't know how many of us are still using fax machines. And the show is going to unfold at that desk, and so you're going to start to get different instructions and things. And it's a really great story, and really is responsive to you. And so I think everyone's going to have a slightly different experience. And there's really, from what I've heard from people that have done it, a range of responses. And so that's something I think to really look forward to. And what's great is that is free as well. And it's something that you just need to reserve your spot. And there's times all throughout the day from morning to evening, running from about June 14 through the end of the festival. I think there's 17 total performance days. And a great thing for one person at a time.
That's one of the fun things about the festival, is that you sort of have to expect the unexpected. And so like you always have things that you would never expect to see somewhere or ever even think of. So like this whole idea, you don't know what's going to happen when you go in there. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm at the old fax machine, and you just don't know. And there's always something like that at the summer festival.
Yeah, we tried. This is a really great piece, and we thought that this year, especially as many of us who work in offices are still home or transitioning back, it's a great way to go into another office and maybe consider the nature of our work and how we spend our time. And it's a good meditation, I think, on our time in offices, and a fun piece.
Well, we see, food vendors and things like that this year. In the past, you always had, food and things like that for people to eat. Because as we see, the restrictions are lifting. I don't know if you had stuff maybe that you were on the fence about doing and now you can do, or.
Yeah, that's a great question. We, I think with a lot of these outdoor, pop-up concerts and the larger concerts at Fuller Park, we're encouraging people to bring their own picnics, their own meals. We may have an announcement coming with a vendor at some of these shows, but for the most part, you can imagine with the moment we're in, it's somewhat difficult, and we encourage people to make an evening or afternoon of it and bring their own.
Yeah, picnic style. That's great.
Yeah,
it's good to know too that you need to bring your own food, because you don't know how long you're going to be there. It's going to be a few hours if you have the kids. They get hungry.
Definitely.
You did mention quickly that you're going to have a couple movies. What movies are we going to see this year?
There are a couple of movies. They're on the 23rd and 24th. There is Crazy Rich Asians, and the movie, the classic whodunit, Knives Out. will both be options for folks and on our big, inflatable screen after the sun goes down, and in a nice setting there on Fuller Field.
And are you doing any sort of retreat series stuff this year? I know in the past you would do yoga and different kinds of physical activities. Are we going to see anything like that? Are we going to see it in, virtual programming?
Yeah, we not this year is the short answer. And so we were as we kind of transitioned back to more live events, we we did what we could from a live setting, but a lot of that I think will return in 2022. There are other digital offerings, and I think that those are certainly options to people. And we really have a great archive as well on the web of prior retreat and kid zone activities from last season. But if it's all right, there are two other digital things I'd love to highlight.
Sure, yeah. Let's know about them.
One is this piece called 1,000 Ways, and this is by this company 600 Highwaymen, and this is a co-presentation. The Summer Festival and the University of Michigan Museum of Art are presenting, and this is later in July. And this is this 3-part performance, and we're presenting the first part in July, where you are the actor and the audience, and this is a phone call with a stranger that is guided by different prompts. And I know this sounds cryptic. I encourage everyone to check it out at a2sf.org. It's a really wonderful piece and experience. And I think I should just say it's a really simple phone call that over the course of the experience, I think a portrait of the other person emerges, and it's another nice thing to participate without having to leave your house. And so that's called 1,000 Ways, available in July. Available now for July. And then the other one, Dana, that I wanted to mention is this this company called Theater in Quarantine. And this is a company that New York based, that when the pandemic began last year, these theater makers turned their apartment, closet in their apartment, into a white box, theater, and began presenting these shows that they would stream live on YouTube. And they're really wonderful, very movement based in this small space. And we heard about them when we were all looking for things to watch and stream during the pandemic. And we had been in touch. They've been getting some really great, wonderful write-ups, around the country. And we reached out and we commissioned a piece. And so there's a piece at the Summer Festival Commission that'll debut, premiere on June 21st on Monday, live on YouTube at 7 and 9 p.m. And what's really wonderful about this piece is that there will be live music accompaniment, and that'll be from a local musician, Kai 5, who will be performing at UMA. And so it'll be, this piece will be appearing live from, New York and Ann Arbor, simultaneously linked together. And another fun thing, doesn't cost anything, just something to sign up for to get the link.
Cool. Oh, before we go, is there anything else that we maybe missed that you want to mention?
I think, this year, especially with that Top of the Park, I just really encourage people to visit the website, get in the email list, and track what's going on. I think that we're trying to get the word out, because I think that, I don't know about you, but certainly for us, Top of the Park is just the way that so many people interact with the festival and festival programming, and you just kind of know instinctually that it's happening. And so without that, we are just kind of trying to make sure people know what's going on. There's a lot of
I mean, in the past, Top of the Park was more like you knew the days of the week, you knew the time it started, and you just showed up. You didn't need to know the lineup or anything. You knew the location, and that was pretty much it. And hopefully 2022 will be back there again. This year, you just got to be a little bit more in the know. You got to be, on the website and on social media, just to be aware of when things are going down.
Yeah, absolutely. We look forward to seeing many of you this summer.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, nice seeing you, Dana.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. See all that we have to offer, and remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.